Oh, Halloween, is it? Well, I never would have guessed. Not to worry, you've come to the right place. What I've got is a rather simple tonic. You're aware of vaccination, of course. Yes, a small amount of something unpleasant can protect you from something all the more nasty. Now, what I'm about to do is pipe directly into your eyeballs and your ears a selection of rather horrible video games. Play these games and I assure you, you will make it through the night in one piece.
If I was to play one game to get me through Halloween, it would have to be a game about a man who's stuck in some sort of purgatory and needs to face the consequence of what he's done in order to free himself, both metaphorically, spiritually and physically. So for that reason I'm picking Dear Esther. And it's a bit of a weird one because I didn't expect Dear Esther to creep me out as much as it did. It's I think, the walking simulator. You're some guy trapped on a Hebridean island, there's ghosts and that, but they don't tell you there's ghosts and that in it. You just walk around listening to letters that this guy has written to Esther, who turns out died in a car crash, and he's just trying to come to terms with what he's done. But you see ghosts and they're watching you from afar, and as the game goes on, the ghosts are getting more and more frequent and harder to catch up to, and they're just watching you from atop cliffs, and you're just on some nighttime island looking at them. It's at the same time relaxing and unsettling, and I don't know why or how that's possible, but it somehow is. So I picked Dear Esther just because it confuses me so much.
So if I had to pick a game to help you get through Halloween, my first pick would probably be Alan Wake, which came out on the Xbox 360, later came to the PC, and it's a game where you play as the title character, Alan Wake. He's an author, he's got writer's block, so him and his wife go to a small town to help him get over his writer's block, and eventually his wife disappears, and he starts writing a novel, but he didn't remember writing the novel, and the events of that novel start happening in reality, and it's a good little psychological horror action game made by Remedy, who made Max Payne, and it's a nice blend. It's got a bit of Stephen King in there, it's got a bit of Twin Peaks in there. It's an all-round great game that I think more people should play. Let's go.
You just fully walked into the show.
The one game I would probably want to play on Halloween is Dead Space, which is an excellent game about space and death. Aliens that need to be cut in half, not just shot. Shooting things in the head is just like half the battle in Dead Space. Very scary game. I do like a game that takes place in one location, and the idea of being trapped on a spaceship out in space, full of things that have like got, you know, swords for arms and stuff like that, is actually a very terrifying experience. One of the kind of sleeper classics of the last generation, I would say. I absolutely love Dead Space, and I highly recommend it.
You're coming with me?
You were gonna just leave me?
No, but...
With all these monsters around?
No, I just...
Another game that would get me through Halloween would be a game about a man who's stuck in a purgatory and needs to face the consequences of what he's done in order to get out, both spiritually, metaphorically and physically. So I'm picking Silent Hill 2. Probably the best Silent Hill, probably the best horror game ever made, some would say. It was very, very powerful how it takes the game on a base level of, if you just take it for what it is, it's pretty scary. But if you take it for what it should be, which is, like I just said, some sort of metaphor, when you understand what that is, when you get to the end of the game and it explains it to you, it's equally as terrifying. Not only like the monster's manifestations of grief, but they also look horrible as well. It's a hell of a game, and it's a lot more to it than just jump scares. It's got meaning, it's got a good story, and it's got an amazing soundtrack as well.
So another game I'd pick to help get through Halloween is the Resident Evil remake, which came out on the GameCube. It's a very different game to the original. It keeps the same mansion setting, it's full of zombies, it's full of, weird mutated creatures that were made in a lab. But this one has got atmosphere, just oozes atmosphere. It's a fantastic game, it's a great example of survival horror, and if you're looking for a good old-fashioned creature feature body horror, you can't really go wrong with it. And you can get it now, it's on PS4, it's on Xbox One, it's on PC, it's on everything, and it's even coming to the Switch soon, so you've got no excuse not to play it.
What we're dealing with isn't human.
Please, God.
But it's taken human form.
Stay the hell away from me, I'm warning you.
Now, another definite Halloween game is a game called The Thing, based on the single greatest movie of all time, The Thing. It's kind of a weird game about kind of having a squad in a horror situation. So you come into the location of the Thing movie with a team of guys, right? And you've come as the rescue team. Except the whole idea of the Thing is that anyone could be the Thing at any time. That's why it's so great. So you have this mechanic in the game where your squad mates could potentially be enemies, but you do want to keep them sane and you do want to keep them stable because they're your squad mates. You need to get through this thing with them as well. You want to take them through alive. It's such a weird and interesting dynamic that I haven't really seen imitated since then. Having a team around you that you're suspicious of, but also you need to keep kind of stable and mentally healthy, because obviously it's a very scary situation that they're in. It's a really cool idea, a really cool mechanic, and there was never any kind of follow-up or sequel or anything. And I thought it was a flipping great game. Great Halloween game. The Thing. Play it.
Ah, yes. All better. Now, make sure you play these games. They should keep you safe. At least until next year. Fuck's sakes.